Looking to level up your cooking skills? We've got you. Welcome to Sauce Skills, where today you'll be learning how to make Romesco sauce.
Romesco's flavor is slightly sweet, a little smoky. It has some really nice nuttiness, and it also has a really great creamy texture. I'm Sarah, and today I'm making smoky Romesco sauce, chicken with couscous, and roasted zucchini. I'm going to show you how to make Romesco sauce for 2 servings, plus a little extra for later. So here's everything that we'll be using. This recipe usually serves large portions, but feel free to double up on the ingredients for even more sauce. First things first, we're gonna go ahead and adjust our oven racks so they're in the top and middle positions, and then we'll preheat our oven to 425 degrees. Now let's prep our ingredients. So first we're gonna grab our bell pepper. We're gonna cut this into 4 pieces here. Doesn't have to be super perfect. Remove the stem and the seeds from the bell pepper. Give it a little tap. And now we are just going to go ahead and slice our tomato in half. Set those aside. I have pre-peeled garlic here. I'm gonna place it right in the center of the foil here. We're gonna drizzle it with just a little bit of olive oil. And now we're gonna give it a little pinch of salt and a little pinch of pepper. We're actually gonna make a nice little foil packet to help roast our garlic. Give it a nice cinch and pinch. Now we're ready to dive into the main cooking process, so let's get these veggies roasting. Take your bell pepper and your tomato. Give them a good healthy drizzle of olive oil. Season very generously with some salt here. Don't be stingy with the salt. We definitely want to use a lot of salt before we roast these veggies to help impart a ton of flavor. A little pepper. Now we're just gonna kind of toss these veggies on the baking sheet. And then we're gonna take our foil packet and place it on the open side of the baking sheet. This foil packet of garlic is going to impart a ton of flavor into the sauce later on. When you roast the garlic, it's gonna help tame some of the flavor that can otherwise be really overpowering if it's kept raw in the sauce. So after your veggies have roasted for about 20 minutes, you're gonna go ahead and take that garlic packet off of the baking sheet and just set it aside to cool. Now we're gonna sprinkle these pepitas over the tops of our roasted peppers and tomatoes, our breadcrumbs, and our smoked paprika. Some more oil. I wanna make sure these added ingredients get nice and toasty. We're gonna do another pinch of salt. A little light on the pepper. This time you have that smoked paprika in there. The beautiful thing about this recipe is that it can easily be made nut-free. Our version here actually features pepitas instead of almonds, but I think you could also use something like sunflower seeds. If you also wanna make this completely gluten-free, you can actually just skip the panko and the bread entirely and opt to just add more nuts or seeds into the mix. Now we're gonna take our tongs and we're going to just kind of gently toss everything together. You wanna get all of these flavors mingling and hanging out on this baking sheet. It doesn't have to be perfect, it can look messy. I think that looks great. All right, and back into the oven they go. Once the Romesco veggies and panko mixture are roasted, we're going to very carefully transfer to a blender or a food processor. Remember, this mixture is hot, so you want to be very careful with this. Now we're going to remove the garlic from the foil packet. This is cooled off. That looks so good. We're just going to add the garlic straight into this mixture. And now we're going to add in 2.5 teaspoons of red wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons of water, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Add about 1 teaspoon of salt. We're gonna blend this for about 1 to 2 minutes, or until everything is nice and smooth. Now we're gonna just go ahead and check the texture and the consistency here. I think that's actually looking really nice and smooth. If the sauce appears to be a little too thick, you can go ahead and add an additional 1 to 2 teaspoons of water until it reaches your desired thickness. But if you do add extra water, just make sure that you taste it and season it with additional salt and pepper. I mean, look at all of this sauce. We're gonna start with the sauce on the plate. Now we're gonna top the sauce with the chicken, fanned out on top of the sauce with zucchini and couscous right next to it. So if you do end up having any sauce left over, feel free to store it in the fridge for up to 5 days. I really like to spoon mine over proteins and veggies, or even use it for dipping. So now I'm gonna sneak a little bite. Okay, oh my, I'm gonna need another bite.